Hey there everybody, it's AJ, and today on Friday I thought I would discuss something that came up this week, just a real clear representation of the value of documenting as opposed to creating, or at least understanding how the two work together. Now, a lot of you that are out there in the business world that are doing your own marketing, that are struggling to figure out how do we afford to create the kind of content that we want to throughout the year without breaking the budget. I've worked in lots of different agencies. I've been on the client side for about 3 or 4 years. So understanding how those budget constraints come, I completely understand where you're at. So I wanted to talk to you about this idea. Now, I heard Gary Vee. Any of you out there that have looked into digital marketing understand he's kind of the big oracle right now. But what Gary basically talks about is this concept of document 80, create 20. And I could not agree with that principle more. And let me give you an illustration of what I mean by that. So most of the time when companies go to create something, a new piece of content, they go to revitalize their website, or they want to create some print collateral to be used at a trade show, they want to send out a mailer, or they want to do some ads on social media, inevitably that creative is going to have to be produced by either somebody in-house or somebody outside, whether it be a contractor or an agency. The cost of that sometimes has a sticker shock to a lot of clients, and most of the time it's because they're not bringing any assets to the table. They're not bringing any kind of photos or videos or brand assets to the table, so everyone is starting from scratch, which inevitably costs more. So if you are documenting along the year, it doesn't seem like little things that you do along the way are important, but over the year, I promise you, at the end, you will have this treasure trove of incredible content from which to build off of. So I'll give you a real world example. A friend of mine here in St. Louis, a guy by the name of Devin, and his family are bringing a new franchise of nail salons to St. Louis. It's a company by the name of Frenchies. They're doing an incredible job. They're building an incredible studio in the Des Peres area, and I have no doubt when they launch, it's going to be a wild success. And along the way, Devin and I have talked about some of the different assets that he needs to capture. One of the things, he doesn't have a great professional headshot, so we're going to do that. But we've also taken photos of the construction along the way as the new studio is being built in different stages. We've got photos of that. They just hung a new sign a couple of days ago on the front of the building, and we did a time lapse of the old sign coming down and the new sign going up. Not something that they may use right away, but long term, having that piece of content is going to be incredibly valuable. Prior to that, earlier in the week, one of Devin's responsibilities has been to reach out to the local beauty colleges and go out and speak with different students about the employment opportunity. I told Devin, hey, let's make sure that we get photos of you doing those presentations so that we have some of that content for down the road. So he actually invited me to go along and do a shoot. It took about 2 hours, which at an hourly rate of $100 to $125 an hour, that probably would have been a $250 to a $300 shoot. Well, the result of that shoot was that we got 30 incredible photos of Devin and the class and the environment with which he's working in to make this project a success. So if you even went to the high end of $300 for that 2-hour shoot, and granted, I'm less expensive on the photography side than others, but knowing how to use a camera, knowing how to use one of these devices, incredibly powerful for your company, or finding someone that's reasonably priced for your needs for simple little things like this can be incredibly valuable. So even if you did it at the high side of the $300 range, that's $10 per photo over the course of the year. So now you have all kinds of content that you can build social media ads off of, that you can use for drop-in B-roll content for videos that they're going to do. They can make mailers and website content off of this. There's a number of different directions that they can take lots of these different photos. So when you spread that value out over the year, it really becomes very reasonable. So if you document as you go, again, somebody internal to the company knowing how to use a decent, inexpensive, entry-level DSLR camera will make all the difference for you. So always be thinking about what can we document, events that are happening at our office, significant milestones in our company, things that are super small over the course of the year build to some really incredible content. So be thinking about how you can document as you go. It will make your creative process a lot less expensive and a lot more impactful.